let's get into it. This is the Surefire 6P incandescent flashlight. There's a 6PL, which is the LED version of this light, but I have the incandescent model right now. And let's take a look at the business end. It uses a mild orange peel reflector and an incandescent xenon light bulb in the middle. So here's the bezel removal. The threads and O-ring are very, very super smooth and very watertight. You can submerge this flashlight no problem whatsoever. So here is the P60 module. Again, it's an incandescent 6 volt only module, so keep that in mind. You cannot use a pair of rechargeable lithium ion 3.7 volt cells with this incandescent module. You'll blow the light. So this light can only take 6 volts max. So keep that in mind. You're basically limited to 3 volt rechargeables if they exist. Don't quote me on that, I'm not positive. And of course you can definitely use primary non-rechargeable CR123s. These are the Surefire brand OEM American-made cells that came with the flashlight. So there you have it. Again, there's an orange peel finish, orange peel surface on the reflector, and it simply drops into the bezel like so. So a word about the bezel. It uses a Pyrex glass window, which is very scratch resistant, but at the same time it probably can't withstand too much impact. So you're not going to want to drop this on the bezel, very often, or subject it to any kind of impactive force. And this is kind of what I like. I like the little hot surface warning label. It can get pretty warm, especially using the incandescent module, so keep that in mind. Let's see, let me take it apart further at the tail end. So here's the switch cap assembly. It's a pretty straightforward affair. You simply unscrew it to take it off, and it's not really a switch at all. It merely is a battery contact spring inside there and a metal plate. And that metal plate contacts the body of the flashlight to turn it on, and when you unscrew it a little bit, it pulls the cap away and it breaks the circuit to turn it off. This button on the back is a momentary switch only. It's a forward clicky momentary switch, so you press it, and what it does is it pushes this little plate down and pushes it against the battery tube for momentary operation. So that's stock as it comes from Surefire. So pretty straightforward affair, nothing real extravagant, although executed perfectly to a pretty high degree, pretty high standard. So what I've done is I've added a Dealextreme LED module drop-in. So this is the Dealextreme SKU number 6090. It uses a Cree P4 LED emitter and an orange peel reflector. And here's the brass pill. Here, let me just take it apart and show you the inside of it. There you go. There's the P4 emitter on the board, and there's also a current regulating driver inside here as well. So you simply screw it back together as such. Let's see. I don't normally use primary cells with this flashlight because they're just so expensive. There's some pluses and minuses with that, but I generally prefer to use rechargeable CR123s. These are 3.7 volts a piece, and they actually peak out at about 4.2 volts. So you put a pair of these in series, and you're hitting your LED module with almost 8.5 volts fresh off the charger, and that will certainly blow the incandescent module that came with the light. So that's why you have two separate setups: the stock incandescent using primaries, or the LED drop-in module. There you go, LED drop-in module using rechargeables. So let me put the whole thing back together and show you what it looks like a little bit while it's emitting light. So you put it back together, the reverse of how you took it apart. Screw the head on. There you go. Drop the rechargeable cells in and screw the switch cap down. There you have it. That's the Surefire 6P. So you simply twist and untwist to turn it on and off, or you use the thumb switch for momentary operation. There you have it. So hopefully some of you find this web review useful. I know it can be a fun hobby with a lot of different pros and cons and pluses and minuses for all the different products that everyone loves so much to talk about on Candle Power forums. So thanks for taking the time, and I'll probably take some beam shots and maybe even do a video for that later on. Thanks.